hi, Jade. Hi. Say hi, Colton.
Hi.
Say hi, Becky.
Coffee.
Okay, it's early. We're getting ready to go up to Argentine Pass in Colorado, and this is what we're looking at. So, Argentine Pass is 13,000. I'll get the specifics. It's really high. The top of Argentine Pass is pretty high. At this time of year, there's already a bunch of ice and then snow forming on some of these passes. So not sure if we're going to be successful today, but we're at least going to go and do a little wheeling and see what we can do. So I'll catch up with you in just a second. It's going to be about an hour for us to get there, but for you guys, I'll snap my fingers and we'll be there. So here we are at the beginning part of Guanella Pass. It starts down there in Georgetown and keeps going up there. But as you can see, all the fog lifted. So right as we passed Idaho Springs, the fog lifted and it kind of cleared up. We are airing down, so we've already aired down in Ruby. Trail Panda is airing down right now as we speak. And right there is the start of Argentine. So we're going to go ahead and get going here in a little bit. I kind of want to get the drone out just to get a cool shot of the valley here. But you probably hear it. We got some wind going on, and I'm not sure at this altitude if the Mavic Mini is going to be able to fight this wind coming back up. So there you go. That's the shot that you get right there. But we'll get aired down and we'll get started here. Starting off Argentine Trail here. So we're bumping around pretty bad here, and apparently an Acura MDX or something like that just went up this, so kudos to the driver and tire placement. Trail Panda coming up behind us. Trail's really odd at the very beginning. It like goes through moments of just perfectly smooth and then all of a sudden like big rocks. First little waterfall. Cool thing about Argentine Pass is there's this river that just kind of runs through the center of it, and there's a lot of water crossings and different cool things to do on this trail. So this is usually the part of filming you guys don't get to see. They're gone. I'm hiking on foot, so getting winded, higher altitude. But to get the shots, you got to do it. Oh, and the drone bit me. Trying to land it in my hand, and the wind kicked up. Rotor tipped and caught my finger. But anyways, I'm gonna go catch up to the Jeeps. Finally got caught up to the Jeep here. We opted to take the lower route. Get my controller out of the way so you can see. We opted to take the lower route, which is a little bit more difficult to get up to the mine. So This way we actually camped up in this area, so you get to drive down some rivers and whatnot, so it'll be pretty interesting to see. So I'll pick up when we're...
Ooh, squirrel.
Oh, squirrel. I'll pick up when we're into some more interesting stuff to see here. Up to Oopties. A little bit of mud. Look at that.
Little bit. Ooh, mud. Here you go, dude. Lots of oopties. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We got the mud.
Hooray for image stabilization, huh? You guys would be getting car sick like our first video on Rainbow Falls. Climbing up some rocks here. So if you're thinking about wheeling this trail and you don't want any Colorado pinstriping because you're afraid to get your mall crawler scratched up, this is probably not the trail for you because it gets really tight in places, and the trees touching your car is rather unavoidable. But kind of just follows a river on the side over here, and eventually we'll be driving up that river. Gee, thanks guys for painting up the place. Understand that you lost a pet or something like that, but don't do that. So earlier in the season, this part of the trail is actually a riverbed, so there's water running down this portion. So we haven't gone down this trail this late in the season before, so I was kind of surprised to see that it was dried out. But it is really rocky. So we are doing this in a stock JKU Rubicon with the stock tires, which I believe are only 32.5 inches, 32.4 inches. But we aired down just a little bit, and we're still doing all right. I imagine at some point we're gonna scrape skid plates, but as you can see, it's great. Definitely getting later in the season here. Starting to get a little bit of ice forming. So can't really see it, but there's ice formed all over the top of the creek right here.
Daddy's crazy. This is he's riding a horse.
Crunchy, crunchy goes the ice. That was most of the difficult portion on this lower portion of the trail. Pretty much Subaru Outbacks and stuff can get on this side of the trail by taking the easier loop around that goes to our right here and then coming back and reaching some of these campsites. But our next trip, we're gonna climb a small boulder field and we're gonna end up in the old town of Waldorf. So we'll pick up when we hit that boulder field coming up here. boulder field is kind of starting right now. So we'll get the Jeep crew coming up. Like butter. Hi, Jess.
Hi.
That's Mrs. Trail Panda. There's Mr. Trail Panda. And baby Trail Panda right there with her hands up. No challenge, right?
No.
And just so you guys can see, I mean, these rocks, they don't look like much, but, you know, there's my hand for reference. Pretty decent size. Climb is halfway up my forearm, so. Pretty decent sized rocks. I mean, not anything extreme by any means, but still, a fun drive. It's not a dirt road. Behind the scenes stuff for Trail Panda's Instagram.
Behind the scenes of the video. They took it the wrong way though for YouTube.
So yeah, more behind the scenes stuff. You can see Ruby just trucking along up there. That's camera crew hikes behind. Trail Panda's camera crew. Trail Panda. I'm surprised people called me Fat Asian in previous videos, but you know, I'm not the slenderest guy. But if I keep doing these videos, I think I'm gonna lose a few pounds. Like I was saying earlier, if you don't want your ride touched by trees, probably not the trail to go down, because it does get pretty narrow. But this boulder field continues, and it shouldn't be too much longer before we get to the little town up here. And the rocks just keep getting bigger. That one high one right there, you're lined up for good.
He's recording, baby.
And this should be the end of the boulder field as soon as we crest this part. Off the boulder field. The view is absolutely gorgeous up here. For those of you that don't spend too much time in the hills and stuff like that, timberline is right around 12,000 feet. So we are reaching timberline right now. As you get higher and higher, trees get shorter and shorter. But right ahead of us here is the town of Waldorf, or what was left of it. Up there is the mine, and they would actually bring the mining materials down to Waldorf. And the trail we've been driving on is actually the old railroad trail, and this is how they would get the mine down off the mountain. And I believe one of these structures over here, the remains of it, is the post office, which was the highest post office in the United States at 11,666 feet. So this is all that's left of the town of Waldorf. getting ducked.
Getting ducked.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, look at that. We've been.
Yeah, I got a Minecraft
Colton would
ducky
love the
and
Minecraft
then
ducky.
a wicked ducky with
There's
the
a
mohawk.
pink
Colton, would you like a Minecraft ducky or the wicked ducky?
There's one with sunglasses.
Minecraft. Can you say thank you?
You're so welcome.
We've been waiting to get ducked for the longest time. Thank you so much.
We always are waiting to, so we're like, we're just gonna buy ducks and duck
Oh,
everybody else.
our
instead.
dog is Shiba Inu.
Oh,
So it's also like a fox.
So yes.
So she's saying it's a hussy dog.
Yes.
Thank you guys. What Jeep club are you with?
So you're gonna have to go.
What Jeep club are you with?
Jack.
You need to take
Jack Jeeps.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys. Thank you.
two different